Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are joining me for the first time here today. My name is Lucy and today I created this triple split eyeshadow look using the brand new Quad Squad palettes from Sample Beauty. So if you do want to see how I created this look and how the palettes performed, then please do keep watching. So without dragging this out too long, I'm going to really quickly just show you each of the palettes and then get on to creating the look. I have in mind that I kind of want to do a split look because there are 4 different palettes and obviously I want to use some of the neutral ones and also the colourful ones too. So I'll probably do a split down the middle of neutral and colourful, but who knows, let's just show you the palettes. So the first one up is the Hydrographic palette. This one is so pretty. This is full of blue and green and purple tones. It's more of a cool toned palette out of the 4, but this is absolutely stunning. I love how they've got a couple of shimmers in there as well, but most of them are mattes. But yeah, this one is absolutely stunning. This is the Hydrographic palette. The next one up is the Rain palette. This one is the most neutral toned palette out of them all. This one screams autumn to me when I just look at the colours, and you're seeing like the mustard yellow and the browns and then the more burgundy burnt orange tones. I just really love this palette. I think it will be a beautiful staple neutral coloured palette. That is the Rain palette. Next up we have the Ardor palette. I think that's how you pronounce the word, but this one is so pretty. This one is the warm toned palette, so it's got the purples, some nudie shades and then a couple of browns, but this one is absolutely stunning. Again, screams autumn to me. I just think of the berry tones and the warm browns and stuff is very autumnal, but this is an absolutely beautiful palette. So that is the Ardor palette. And last but not least, this one is going to be my new baby. I just know it already. This one is the Immensity palette and this one is the Rainbow palette. So this one is all matte shades, whereas the other 3 palettes have got shimmers in them as well. It goes from a yellow to oranges, reds, purples, greens and blues. This one is absolutely stunning and it's got such great variety of colours in it, so I know I'm going to get on with this so well. So each of these palettes individually are £20 each, but I think you can get the bundle for £70, which obviously saves you a tenner if you wanted to get all 4. I do also have a discount code, which is an affiliate discount code with Sample Beauty, which is LSG Makeup. I'll leave it on the screen here, but if you do want to go ahead and purchase any of these palettes or anything from the Sample Beauty website, you can use my code to get a little bit of money off your order. So like I said at the beginning, I think I want to do a split eyeshadow look using these palettes and maybe do a different colour scheme in each section. So what I'm going to do is just take my micro porous tape. You guys know I use this all the time when I do my split eyeshadow looks, and I'm just going to cut it slightly thinner, and then I think I'm going to create 3 different sections on the eye. Okay, so the tape is now on my eyes. I've just put it down the middle of my eye so that I've got a section on the inner corner, the outer corner, and then obviously when I take the tape off, this will be a section in the middle as well. This is making it really hard to look up into the camera, so I do apologise if I'm constantly looking down because the tape is making it very difficult for me right now. I think I'm going to do green and blues on the inner corner, then I'll do a neutral one in the middle, and then maybe like pinks and purples on the outer corner, but I'm just going to sort of roll with it anyway. So first of all, I'm picking up the Immensity palette, which is the beautiful bright baby over here, and I'm going to take the shade Momentous, which is the dark royal blue shade. Now I'm just packing on that blue shade through the inner part of my crease. Okay, so that shade's gone down really nicely. I have got to say it is a little bit sheerer than I thought it was going to be. If you can tell what I mean by that, all I mean is that basically it hasn't come off exactly the shade I thought, and it's actually come off a little bit lighter, but it's not really too much of a problem. I guess it's probably buildable to make up to a darker shade. The next shade I'm going in with is the shade Diligence from the same palette, which is the lighter blue. This one looks almost like it's got a little bit of shimmer in it, but I think it's supposed to be a matte, so it's probably not going to come off shimmery. And now I'm going to take the light green shade from the Hydrographic palette, which is the shade Phyto, and I'm just picking that up on a small little brush and blending that above. Now I'm just taking a tiny bit of the shade Lagoon from the Hydrographic palette and just blending that between the green and the blue. Now I'm just taking my cotton bud with a bit of makeup remover on it, and I'm just going to remove some of that shadow so I can do a half cut crease. Now I'm just taking a small bit of the P. Louise base in the shade Zero, which is the white one, and I'm just taking that on my Anastasia A4 brush and doing a half cut crease where I've just cut that line. Now I'm going to lay down a little bit of the NYX Glitter Primer and then the Mermaid's Pigment by Peaches and Cream on top, just to top off this blue section of the split look. So I'm going to leave that inner corner as it is for now, and I'm going to start on the third section, which is the outer corner, before I take off the tape in the middle. So I'm going to make this one into like a pink and purple sort of colour scheme. So I'm going to start by taking the Hydrographic palette again and taking the shade Atlantis and just taking that as my first shade through the outer edge of the crease. Now from the Ardor palette, I'm going to go in with the shade Puppy, which is this gorgeous mauve shade down here, and I'm just going to blend out that purple using that. And at the top of that blend, I'm going to go in with the shade Boundless from the Immensity palette, which is obviously the bright pink in here, and blend it out. Now I'm going to go back in with the Ardor palette and I'm going to take the shade Sweetie on a small little brush, and I'm just going to blend right out at the edges. This works the same way that I spoke about the white eyeshadow trick in my previous tips and tricks video, so if you haven't seen that then please do go and watch it. None of these palettes have a white in them, so that's why I'm taking a light pale shade instead, but it should do the exact same thing. Now I'm taking my nail with my makeup wipe on it and just cutting out that shape. Now I'm going to go back in with the P. Louise base in the shade Zero and do the same thing on the outer corner. So I'm going to cut the crease into a wing. Now that I've cut the crease into place, I also set it down using that same shade that I used before. I can't remember what it was because I can't find the palette. It was the shade Sweetie from the Ardor palette, and now I'm ready to do a little bit of detail work. So I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills No. 3 brush. It's just really tiny and cute and perfect for detailing. I'm going to use the exact same shades from the same palettes that I just used in that blend, but I'm going to do a double cut crease just underneath, like a little extra wing. So I'm going to start with the shade Boundless, which is the bright pink, which is on the top of our blend. Then taking the shade Puppy from the Ardor palette. And I'm going to finish up with the shades Atlantis and Anemone from the Hydrographic palette. I'm sure you probably cannot tell on the camera at all, but these shades are going on very, very sheer on top of the shadow before, because obviously I set my cut crease into place with an eyeshadow, and now the shadows on top of it are looking very sheer. So that's definitely something to bear in mind. If you are someone who sets your base, then these might not work as well on top. I feel like they work best on a wet base like they did when I started my eye look. And now I'm going back in with the same brush and the same P. Louise base just to cut underneath at that line. And to finish up those outer corners, I'm just going to take the Violet Liquid Lipstick from Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is a dark, deep purple shade, and I'm just going to do a quick wing liner. So I've just taken the tape off down the middle and just cleaned up the lines quickly and filled it back in with a little bit more of the P. Louise base, just because the tape sometimes make the base go a little bit funny. So I've just gone back over that. Now I'm going to be digging into the Rain palette, which is the beautiful neutral brown kind of toned palette. And I'm going to be starting with the shade Squire, which is the one on the right hand corner. I'm actually going to start by taking that on an angled liner brush. This one is by Nosh MUA. It's a really great brush. And I'm just picking that up first because I want to go around the outsides of those edges. And then I'm filling in the rest of the gaps with a little brush. And I'm blending that shade out with the shade Corgi, which is this lighter brown shade just above. Okay, so I've just realised I haven't actually used any of the shimmers from the palette yet. So what I'm going to do is take my small angled liner brush and a little bit of the P. Louise base and just cut out a small little liner across the bottom of that middle section. And then I'm probably going to just pack on some shimmer on there as well to give that a little bit of a test. Now I'm taking the shade Gloriana from the Rain palette, and I'm just going to use the same brush and pack that on top of the liner I just made. So I'm just quickly going to go off camera and apply some mascara and some lashes, and then probably finish up my skin and come back to you for the under eyes. Okay, so I've just finished up the rest of my face. I've also put some lashes on, some lipstick on, and now I'm ready to finish up the look with the under eyes. I'm starting, like always, with my Sleek Intense waterline pencil and going on my waterline with that. Now I'm taking the Ardor palette with the shade Bab, which is a dark brown burgundy shade, and taking that under my lower lash line. And finally, I'm going to take the shade Apex from the Immensity palette. Don't really know why, it's not really matching any of the other colours, but I just felt like it. Okay, you guys, and this is my finished look trialing the brand new Sample Beauty, I think they've called it on the website the Quad Squad palettes. So my final thoughts on the palettes is that I think they blended out really nicely with each other. I didn't really have a problem with patchiness or not blending or anything like that. I do definitely think they work better onto an unset base. For example, when I started my eyeshadow look, I hadn't set my base and the pigmentation came off so much better than when it did when I set my base. They blended really nicely together, the pigmentation is beautiful, so yeah, I really do think these palettes are worth the price. They are only £20 each, or like I said earlier, you can get the bundle for £70. I'm pretty sure as well my discount code should work on these palettes, so do go and check that out if you are obviously interested in buying any of them. To be honest with you, I don't really have a preference between any of the palettes. Obviously the Immensity one is my baby because it is full of colour and I love using colour. However, to be honest with you, even the Rain palette, which was the neutral one in the middle, blended and worked really nicely, so I'm sure I will get use out of all 4 palettes. So yeah, I am very pleased. If you did enjoy this video and watching me create this look, then please do make sure to leave a thumbs up, comment below, and also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me in the future. Don't forget you can also follow me over on my Instagram, which is at LSG Makeup. I spend most of my time on my Instagram over there, so do go and check out some of my looks and my photos and my videos over there as well. But for now, I'm going to wrap this video up, so thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!